Ladies and gentlemen, there is a power within you so profound, so limitless, that it governs your every experience. You may call it imagination, you may call it consciousness, or you may call it the divine essence within. Whatever the name, understand this: you are the creator of your life, and nothing, no event, no circumstance, no external force can disturb the world within you unless you permit it. The understanding that you are the creator of your life is the foundation of true mastery over your existence. Everything you experience, whether joy or sorrow, triumph or struggle, is a direct reflection of the state of your inner world. Many live under the illusion that life happens to them, that they are mere bystanders in the unfolding of events. This belief gives power to external forces, people, circumstances, or even chance, and renders them victims of a world they feel they cannot control. But this is not the truth. The truth is that your consciousness is the source of all creation. It is not separate from the life you live. It is the very fabric from which your experiences are woven. To know that you are the creator is to recognize the profound influence of your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions. These are not passive elements. They are active forces shaping the reality you inhabit. Your thoughts are like seeds planted in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind. Each thought, repeated and believed, takes root and grows into the circumstances of your life. When you dwell on ideas of lack, fear, or limitation, you cultivate a reality that mirrors these states. Conversely, when you think in terms of abundance, love, and possibility, the outer world reflects those qualities back to you. The key to unlocking this creative power lies in understanding that your outer reality is not fixed. It is not something imposed upon you by forces beyond your control. Instead, it is a fluid, ever-changing reflection of your inner state. Consider this. If you hold a mirror in front of you, the image it reflects is determined by what stands before it. If you frown, the mirror frowns back. If you smile, it returns that smile. In the same way, the world is a mirror reflecting your inner attitudes and assumptions. The problem is not the mirror. It is what you are projecting into it. When you understand that you are the creator, you begin to see the futility of blaming others or external circumstances for your experiences. Blame is a distraction. It keeps you focused on the effect while ignoring the cause. The cause is always within you. This is not to say that others cannot influence your life or that challenging situations do not arise, but their power to affect you depends entirely on how you respond. Your inner state determines whether these influences dominate you or whether you rise above them. Knowing that you are the creator also means taking full responsibility for your life. This responsibility is not a burden but a gift, for it places the power back in your hands. It frees you from the need to control or manipulate the external world. Instead, you focus on mastering your inner world, knowing that as you do, the outer world will align itself accordingly. When you accept this responsibility, you no longer see yourself as powerless. You no longer feel at the mercy of circumstances, because you understand that circumstances are merely the effects of your previous states of being. This realization is liberating because it shows you that change is always possible. No matter what you have experienced in the past, no matter how entrenched a situation may seem, you have the power to create something new. The process begins within. Change your thoughts, your feelings, your assumptions, and the world must change in response. This is not wishful thinking. It is a law as immutable as gravity. What you hold in consciousness must externalize itself in the physical world. Many people fear this idea because it challenges deeply ingrained beliefs about reality. They resist the notion that they are the creators of their own experience, preferring instead to believe in external causes. But this resistance does not change the truth. It only delays their recognition of it. To truly know that you are the creator, you must be willing to let go of limiting beliefs. You must question the narratives you have been told and the ones you tell yourself. You must dare to believe that you are more powerful than you have been led to think. When you embrace this truth, You begin to live consciously. You stop reacting to life and start creating it. You become intentional in your thoughts, deliberate in your assumptions, and steadfast in your faith. You stop allowing fear and doubt to dictate your decisions and instead act from a place of confidence and clarity. This does not mean that challenges will disappear overnight, but it does mean that you will face them with a new sense of power. You are the creator of your life. This is not a metaphor or a philosophy, it is a fact. It is the most empowering truth you can ever realize. Once you know this, nothing can truly affect you, for you will understand that all power lies within you, waiting to be claimed. The world will no longer seem like a chaotic, unpredictable place. Instead, it will become a mirror, reflecting the beauty, strength, and wisdom that you cultivate within yourself. The conversations you hold within your mind are the architects of your reality. These inner dialogues, often unnoticed and unmonitored, shape the course of your life with remarkable precision. Every moment, whether you are aware of it or not, you are engaged in an internal narrative. These mental conversations dictate how you feel, what you expect, and ultimately, to assume control of your inner conversations is to take command of your destiny. For these conversations are not idle. They are powerful forces of creation. Most people allow their inner dialogue to run unchecked, reacting to external circumstances or replaying old stories rooted in fear, doubt, and limitation. They carry on silent conversations filled with worry, resentment, or self-criticism, unaware that these thoughts are shaping their future. When you entertain thoughts of lack, failure, or unworthiness, you are, in essence, instructing your subconscious mind to bring those conditions into your life. The subconscious does not question, it simply obeys. It takes your dominant inner dialogue and reflects it back to you as your external reality. To assume control of your inner conversations is to recognize this dynamic and take deliberate steps to guide your thoughts. It begins with awareness. You must become a vigilant observer of your mind, noticing the tone, content, and direction of your self-talk. This requires honesty and courage because you may discover patterns of negativity that have long gone unnoticed. Perhaps you catch yourself silently criticizing your abilities, doubting your worth, or anticipating failure. These patterns must be addressed and transformed, for they are the seeds of future experiences. Once you are aware of your inner conversations, the next step is to deliberately shift them. This is not about suppressing negative thoughts or pretending they do not exist. It is about replacing them with thoughts that align with the reality you wish to create. If you catch yourself thinking, "I'll never succeed," pause and consciously replace it with, "I am capable and success is inevitable." If your mind whispers, "I'm not good enough," respond with conviction, "I am more than enough, and I deserve the best in life." This process may feel awkward at first, but repetition is key. The more you consciously redirect your inner dialogue, the more it becomes a natural part of your thinking. Your emotions are a powerful indicator of the quality of your inner conversations. When your self-talk is aligned with positive outcomes, you will feel uplifted, confident, and at peace. Conversely, when your inner dialogue is filled with fear or doubt, you will feel anxious, discouraged, or heavy. Pay attention to these emotional cues, for they reveal whether your inner conversations are working for or against you. Use your emotions as a guide to realign your thoughts whenever necessary. To truly master your inner dialogue, you must also understand the power of imagination. When you engage in inner conversations, you are not merely thinking, you are imagining. You are visualizing scenarios, outcomes, and interactions, whether consciously or unconsciously. These mental images and dialogues are the blueprints from which your reality is constructed. Therefore, it is essential to deliberately imagine the outcomes you desire, speaking to yourself as though those outcomes are already achieved. For example, if you desire success in your career, do not dwell on fears of failure or the obstacles in your path. Instead, imagine yourself thriving, achieving your goals, and receiving recognition for your work. Speak to yourself as though this success is a present reality. I am proud of how far I have come. I am thriving, and opportunities are flowing to me effortlessly. When you persist in these positive inner conversations, you align your subconscious mind with the reality you wish to create, and your external circumstances will begin to shift to reflect this alignment. Assuming control of your inner conversations also requires discipline. The mind is habitual and may resist change at first, reverting to old patterns of negative self-talk. This is normal and should not discourage you. With consistent practice, you will recondition your mind and the new empowering patterns will become second nature. Discipline means catching yourself in moments of doubt or negativity and making a conscious choice to redirect your thoughts. It means being patient with yourself and recognizing that change is a process, not an instant transformation. There will be times when external circumstances challenge your resolve. You may face setbacks, criticism, or difficulties that trigger old patterns of fear or self-doubt. In these moments, it is crucial to remember that you are not at the mercy of your circumstances. You always have the power to choose your inner dialogue. Speak to yourself with kindness, encouragement, and unwavering faith, even in the face of adversity. Brother, remind yourself that challenges are temporary and that your inner state determines the outcome. Assuming control of your inner conversations is one of the most empowering practices you can undertake. It is not a passive or secondary activity, it is the very essence of conscious creation. When you master your self-talk, you master your emotions, your beliefs, and ultimately your reality. By choosing thoughts that align with your highest vision, you transform not only your inner world, but also the outer world that reflects it. The change may not happen overnight, but with persistence, you will see the undeniable truth. Your inner conversations hold the key to the life you desire. To live in the end is to embody the reality of your desire as though it has already been fulfilled. It is not about wishing, hoping, or even striving for something. It is about occupying the state of being where the outcome you long for is already a present fact. This concept demands a radical shift in how you perceive and interact with your world. Instead of reacting to circumstances, you become the creator of circumstances by aligning yourself with the feeling of the fulfilled desire. When you live in the end, you bypass the apparent obstacles between where you are and where you want to be. You no longer dwell in a state of lack, yearning for what is missing. Instead, you claim the reality of having already achieved your desire. This mental and emotional shift creates a profound resonance with the reality you wish to experience. It is not enough to simply think about your desire or visualize it occasionally. You must feel as though you are already living it, letting that feeling saturate your entire being. The key to living in the end lies in your imagination, for imagination is the creative force that shapes your reality. Through imagination, you step beyond the limitations of the present moment and enter a realm where all things are possible. To live in the end, you must use your imagination deliberately, constructing vivid mental scenes that represent the fulfillment of your desire. These scenes should be so detailed and emotionally rich that they feel real to you. When you imagine, do not observe yourself as a distant spectator. Instead, immerse yourself fully, experiencing a scene from a feeling is the secret ingredient that breathes life into your imagination. It is not enough to merely see the desired outcome in your mind. You must feel it with your heart. What emotions would you experience if your desire were already fulfilled? Would you feel joy, gratitude, relief, or confidence? Identify these emotions and allow yourself to experience them as vividly as possible. When you combine clear mental imagery with intense emotional feeling, you impress the reality of your desire upon your subconscious mind, which begins to work tirelessly to bring it into manifestation. Faith is the ability to trust in the unseen, to believe in the reality of your desire, even when external evidence suggests otherwise. This is not blind optimism, but a deep inner conviction that what you have imagined is already true. Faith enables you to persist in the feeling of the fulfilled desire, regardless of any delays or challenges that may arise. When you truly live in the end, you no longer look for signs or confirmations in the outer world. You carry the certainty within you, knowing that your external reality will inevitably conform to your inner state. To live in the end, you must release all doubts and contradictory thoughts. Doubt is the enemy of creation, for it weakens the impression you are making on your subconscious mind. Each time you question whether your desire will manifest, you undo the work you have done in your imagination. Instead of doubting, cultivate a sense of detachment from how and when your desire will come to pass. Trust that the process is unfolding perfectly, even if you cannot see the full picture yet. Now, your role is to remain steadfast in the feeling of the end result, trusting that the means will take care of themselves. Living in the end also means aligning your actions with your desired state. This does not mean forcing or manipulating external circumstances, but rather acting naturally from the perspective of someone who already has what they desire. Ask yourself, how would I think, feel, and behave if my wish were fulfilled? Then begin to embody those thoughts, feelings, and behaviors in your daily life. This alignment strengthens the connection between your inner state and the outer reality you wish to create. It is important to remember that living in the end is a practice, not a one-time event. It requires consistent effort and discipline to maintain the feeling of the fulfilled desire, especially when external circumstances may appear unchanged. There will be moments when doubt or fear creeps in, but these are opportunities to reaffirm your commitment to your vision. The power of living in the end lies in its simplicity. Immerse yourself once again in the feeling of the end, make your desires a reality. That feeling guide you. Assume the state of being where your desires are already true, allowing the natural laws of creation to bring them into manifestation. This approach shifts your focus from effort and striving to alignment and trust. When you live in the end, you free yourself from the limitations of the present moment and step into the boundless potential of what can be. Detaching from appearances is a fundamental practice in transforming your reality. It is the art of withdrawing your emotional and mental attention from the external conditions that surround you, particularly when they contradict your desires. To change your life, you must stop allowing what you see with your physical eyes to dictate how you feel or what you believe to be true. Appearances are nothing more than the outer projection of past thoughts and beliefs, and they do not define what is possible for your future unless you give them the power to do so. The key to detachment lies in recognizing that the physical world is not the ultimate reality. Everything you see, touch, and experience in your external environment is the result of prior inner states. Your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs create a mental blueprint that is eventually expressed as physical reality. By the time something appears in your outer world, it is already the product of past creation. When a thing, to focus on it as though it were fixed or permanent is to misunderstand its nature. Instead of being controlled by what you see, you must turn your attention inward and focus on what you desire to create. Detachment does not mean ignoring or denying the physical world. It means refusing to let it determine your inner state. When you react emotionally to undesirable circumstances, you reinforce their presence in your life. Your energy and attention fuel their persistence. On the other hand, when you detach from appearances, you reclaim your creative power. You begin to shape your reality consciously by focusing on the desired outcome rather than the current condition. Detachment requires discipline. The natural tendency is to react to what is happening around you, especially when it challenges your sense of security or well-being. But true transformation begins when you train yourself to respond differently. Instead of reacting, pause and remind yourself that appearances are temporary. They are not the truth of your being, nor are they permanent fixtures of your reality. They can change as easily as your inner state changes. By shifting your attention away from what is unwanted and toward the fulfillment of your desire, you set in motion the forces that will bring about the change you seek. To detach from appearances, you must cultivate inner stillness. The chaos of the external world can often create turbulence within, making it difficult to focus on your vision. Through practices like meditation, mindfulness, or deliberate breathing, you can calm your mind and center yourself in the awareness of your power. Inner stillness allows you to observe your circumstances without becoming entangled in them. It's from this place of calm detachment you can direct your energy toward what you truly want rather than being consumed by what you do not want. Another crucial aspect of detachment is faith. Faith is the unwavering belief in the unseen reality of your desire. It is the knowing that what you have imagined and felt is already true, even if it has not yet materialized in the physical world. Faith gives you the strength to persist in your vision, no matter how contrary the current circumstances may appear. When you have faith, you no longer need external validation or proof. You rest in the assurance that the outer world will eventually align with your inner state. Detachment also involves letting go of the need to control how or when your desires will manifest. When you are overly attached to a specific outcome or timeline, you create resistance that can delay the process. Trust that the universe, through the laws of creation, knows the best way to bring your desires to fruition. Your role is not to micromanage the details, but to maintain your focus on the end result. Let go of the how and when, and trust that everything is unfolding in perfect order. It is also important to detach from the opinions and judgments of others. People around you may not understand your vision or may try to impose their own limitations on you. If you allow their doubts or negativity to influence you, you risk losing sight of your goal. Remember that your reality is shaped by your beliefs, not by the beliefs of others. Detach from external criticism and stay rooted in your inner conviction. The practice of detachment becomes easier with repetition. Each time you choose to focus on your vision instead of reacting to appearances, you strengthen your ability to create consciously. You begin to see the world not as a fixed reality, but as a fluid and dynamic expression of your inner state. This realization empowers you to navigate life with confidence and clarity, knowing that you are the master of your destiny. Detaching from appearances is about freedom. It frees you from the limitations imposed by the external world and allows you to create from a place of infinite potential. You are no longer a victim of circumstances, but a deliberate creator of your experience. By turning inward and focusing on your desired reality, you step into your power and align yourself with the life you truly want to live. Practicing gratitude for the unseen is a powerful tool that aligns your inner state with the reality you desire to create. It involves expressing heartfelt thanks for the fulfillment of your desires before they have manifested in the physical world. This act of gratitude is not merely a gesture of politeness, but a profound acknowledgement of the truth that everything you seek already exists in a higher realm of possibility. By giving thanks for what is not yet visible, you activate the forces that bring your desires into form and establish a deep connection to the creative power within you. Gratitude for the unseen is rooted in faith and imagination. When you give thanks for something that has not yet appeared in your external reality, you are affirming its existence in the unseen realm. This act of affirmation creates a vibrational alignment between your inner state and the desired outcome. Your gratitude becomes a bridge that connects what is invisible with what is tangible. It raises the vibration of faith and imagination, and you have learned to give thanks to the bridge that connects what is invisible with what is tangible. It is a declaration that you trust in the process of creation and that you are confident in the inevitability of your desires becoming reality. The practice of gratitude for the unseen shifts your focus from lack to abundance. In moments when your desires feel distant or unattainable, it can be tempting to dwell on what is missing in your life. This focus on absence only perpetuates feelings of lack and reinforces the gap between you and your goals. Gratitude, on the other hand, directs your attention toward the presence of your desires as if they are already realized. By giving thanks for what you want, you immerse yourself in the feeling of having it now, which is the key to manifesting it. This form of gratitude is not dependent on external circumstances. It requires no proof, no evidence, and no validation from the physical world. Instead, it springs from an inner knowing that creation begins in the unseen. You understand that the physical world is merely a reflection of your inner state, and that what you consistently imagine and feel must eventually come to pass. Gratitude for the unseen reinforces this understanding and keeps your focus firmly fixed on the reality you wish to experience. One of the most transformative aspects of this practice is its ability to elevate your emotional state. Gratitude is a high vibrational energy that aligns you with the frequency of your desires. When you feel genuinely grateful for something, your heart opens and you experience a sense of joy, peace, and fulfillment. These emotions are not only pleasant to experience, but also essential for the creative process. They signal to the universe that you are in harmony with your desires and ready to receive them. Practicing gratitude for the unseen also cultivates patience and trust. It allows you to let go of the need for immediate results and to rest in the assurance that everything is unfolding in divine timing. When you give thanks for what is unseen, you release the tension and anxiety that often accompany waiting for your desires to manifest. You shift from a state of wanting to a state of knowing, which brings a sense of peace and confidence. This trust in the unseen accelerates the process of manifestation, as it removes the resistance created by doubt and impatience. To incorporate this practice into your daily life, start by identifying the desires you wish to manifest. Visualize them with as much detail and clarity as possible, and then express your gratitude as though they are already yours. Feel the joy and excitement of having what you want, and let that feeling fill your entire being. You might say words of thanks silently or aloud, or you might write them down in a journal. Whatever method you choose, ensure that your gratitude is sincere and deeply felt. As you practice, you may encounter moments of doubt or disbelief. These are natural and should not discourage you. When such feelings arise, gently remind yourself that the unseen is just as real as the seen. Strengthen your faith by recalling past experiences where your desires were fulfilled in ways you could not have predicted. Use those memories as evidence of the creative power that is always at work in your life. The more you practice gratitude for the unseen, the more natural it will feel and the easier it will become to maintain your focus on the reality you wish to create. Gratitude for the unseen is also a form of surrender. It is a way of saying, I trust that what I desire is already mine, and I am grateful for it now. This surrender does not mean giving up on your desires. Rather, it means releasing the need to control how and when they will manifest. It is an acknowledgement that the universe is infinitely intelligent and that it knows the best way to bring your dreams into reality. By letting go of the how, you create space for the unseen forces to work on your behalf. Through consistent practice, gratitude for the unseen becomes a habit, a natural way of being. It rewires your mind to focus on abundance and possibility rather than lack and limitation. Over time, you will notice that the external world begins to shift in response to your inner state. What once seemed out of reach will start to flow into your life with ease, and you will realize that you were the creator of it all along. Forgiveness and release are transformative acts that free you from the burdens of resentment, anger, and pain. These emotions, while natural responses to hurt or betrayal, can become chains that hold you back from fully experiencing the peace and freedom you are meant to enjoy. Forgiveness is not about condoning the actions of others or minimizing the impact of their behavior. It is about reclaiming your power and refusing to allow the actions of others to dictate your emotional well-being. Releasing the hurt means liberating yourself from the mental and emotional weight that keeps you tied to the past. To forgive is to recognize that holding on to resentment serves no constructive purpose. Resentment may feel justified, but it often creates a cycle of suffering that only deepens your wounds. When you carry the energy of anger or bitterness, it becomes a filter through which you view your experiences, relationships, and even your future. It clouds your perception, narrowing your ability to see opportunities for growth and joy. Forgiveness disrupts this cycle. It is a conscious decision to let go, not for the sake of others, but for your own peace of mind. In forgiving, you free yourself from the grip of the past and open the door to healing. Releasing hurt is a process that requires patience and self-compassion. It begins with the acknowledgement of your pain. You cannot release what you do not first confront. Avoiding or suppressing your feelings only allows them to fester beneath the surface, manifesting in ways that can harm your emotional and physical health. By acknowledging your hurt, you validate your experience and give yourself permission to feel. This is not an act of weakness but of courage. It is the first step toward breaking free from the emotional chains that bind you. Forgiveness is an internal act that does not necessarily involve the person who caused you harm. It is not dependent on receiving an apology or on the other person's acknowledgement of their actions. Forgiveness is something you do for yourself. It is a decision to stop carrying the weight of someone else's actions and to reclaim your power. When you forgive, you are not erasing the past, but choosing to no longer allow it to define you. You are stepping into your own strength and declaring that your well-being is more important than holding on to grievances. Releasing also involves letting go of the need for justice or retribution. This can be one of the most challenging aspects of forgiveness as it requires trust in the larger order of life. It is the recognition that holding on to the need for vindication only prolongs your suffering. True release comes when you accept that the actions of others are not your responsibility to judge or punish. This does not mean you must allow toxic people back into your life or tolerate harmful behavior. Boundaries are essential, and you have every right to protect yourself. Releasing simply means you are no longer emotionally entangled in the actions of others. One of the most powerful tools for forgiveness and release is empathy. When you strive to understand the pain or struggles that may have driven someone's hurtful actions, it can soften the intensity of your resentment. This does not excuse their behavior, but provides you with a perspective that allows for compassion. Empathy creates space for healing by reminding you that we are all flawed and capable of making mistakes. It reinforces the idea that forgiveness is not about the other person, it is about setting yourself free. Forgiveness and release are also deeply connected to self-forgiveness. Often the hardest person to forgive is yourself. You may carry guilt, shame, or regret over past decisions or actions, and these emotions can weigh just as heavily as resentment toward others. Self-forgiveness is essential for your growth and well-being. It involves acknowledging your humanity, accepting your imperfections, and choosing to learn from your experiences rather than letting them define you. When you forgive yourself, you create a foundation of self-love and compassion that allows you to extend the same grace to others. Releasing the past does not mean forgetting it. The experiences that have shaped you, even the painful ones, hold valuable lessons. Forgiveness allows you to extract those lessons without being trapped by the pain. It enables you to move forward with greater wisdom and resilience. Each act of forgiveness strengthens your capacity to face future challenges with grace and courage. It reminds you that you are not defined by what happens to you, but by how you choose to respond. As you practice forgiveness and release, you will notice a shift in your energy. The heaviness of resentment will be replaced by a sense of lightness and freedom. You will find it easier to connect with others, to experience joy, and to embrace the present moment. Forgiveness is not a one-time act, but an ongoing process. There may be moments when old wounds resurface, and you must choose forgiveness again. Each time you do, you reaffirm your commitment to your own peace and well-being. In forgiving and releasing, you claim your power as the creator of your life. You choose love over fear, peace over conflict, and freedom over bondage. It is an act of self-liberation that opens the door to a life of greater harmony and fulfillment.